Hey guys, we are in Psalm 61 today, so if you want to open up to that, you're more than welcome to. Verse 1, Hear my cry, O God, listen to my prayer. From the end of the earth I call to you. When my heart is faint, lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge, a strong tower against my enemies. Hear my cry, listen to my prayer. You know, we've all been here, right? Where it feels like God is a million miles away, when it feels like he's not listening at all. But what is David's heart? Lead me to the rock that is higher than I. Because God has already been his refuge. He's already been his strong tower against his enemy. Right? We think about all of the times in David's life where God has already come to David's rescue. You think about Saul in the cave, right? Where David's hiding out in En-Gedi somewhere, and Saul comes into the cave, and while Saul's using the bathroom, David cuts the tassels off of his robe. You think about how much courage that would have taken. You think about the fact how much faith David had in God that he didn't kill Saul right then and there. And we think about the time where he pretended to be crazy, where he got saliva all over his beard, and went like a crazy person into the Philistine village, to find refuge from Saul with the Philistines. And he looked like a crazy person so the Philistine king wouldn't kill him. You think about the story of David and Goliath, right? Where David picks up 5 stones as just this young kid to go up against one of the greatest warriors in the history of the Philistine people. You know, over and over in the life of David, we see the ways that God works in his life. That God is his shelter. You know, there shouldn't be a Christian that couldn't say the same thing about the way that God has worked in their own lives. To look back and see all of the ways that God, he's worked in our lives, that he's been our shelter, that he's been our refuge, as this says here. You know, it is in these times when it feels like God is so far away that we need to look back to all of these times that God's already been our refuge in order to have the faith to find refuge in him, right? If you're lacking faith in this time, if you're lacking faith, if you're discouraged, whatever your problem is, think back to all of the times that God has already worked in your life, that God has already moved in your life, that God's already been faithful in your life. And find faith from all of those things that he's already done, and he's going to do more and more.